Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Beyond the Great Waterfall podcast. It's been a long
Ooh.
while since a lot of shit has happened in life, but we're at the end of
When's the
phase
last time you even
3?
made it? Made a video.
Like a month. I don't fucking
Okay,
know. It's been
well.
a few weeks. But
Phase
a
3
lot has happened. The
though.
phase is done. Um,
Tappy
Al
really
looks to be
grinded out.
fucked. He's kind of
He's in
screwed.
a better situation than we thought he was in, but like he's still kind of fucked.
He's
Like
he's fucked. Like, not putting it any more lightly. The fact that we have Otto, Rom, and Petra all in the same place with Clint actually.
mhm.
Um, he's screwed.
I mean, if those are the knowers, they're the thinkers of the Amelia slash like Felt camp, right? Two of the
Yeah.
okay, well, they're probably two of the best strategists like in ReZero, right?
Yes.
Like I mean, I couldn't think of anyone else. Maybe Abel, Vincent, like,
Yeah. Well,
and
maybe like
Chisha.
Chusha. Yeah, Chusha. That's
Yeah,
that's it.
Chisha.
That
Yeah,
that that's the only one else who holds a candle to these guys that are in the room right now.
and that's just because we haven't seen too much of like Chisha
Because
other
we
than like his
have
big
we have
team.
Otto, who
Mhm.
has the broken ass divine protection of information gathering. We have
And he just
Valga
lose. Yeah,
Cromwell. We have
it was just Valga Cromwell.
Schizobaru. We just have yet to see Roswell.
But like with Rem and Ram showing up, it
It
can
can
only
be
be
assumed that he's
assumed
here.
that like you know. Tappy just wanted to end it off with dramatic effect because it's like, oh yeah, we have Ram and Rem, and don't forget Roswell. It's like, oh yeah, hey
Oh
Roswell,
yeah, he's here.
yeah,
But like
it, but like he
the
would be a great
situation
addition.
is, it's so bad. Like they just need to go. Rom just needs to go. Okay, so I figured out this guy. He's like looping time or some shit. And then
And then Petra can
Schizobaru
just
will go
like,
like, and then Petra will be like, I think it activates each time he dies.
I don't, I just know, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that
You
checks
know,
out,
that
maybe.
checks out. That checks out. And then Roswell's gonna look over like,
Hmm.
interested. Like, he's gonna be like curious.
I mean, it has to click with him, dude.
Because
He just has
Roswell's gonna
to.
be like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. That I know that someone who could be able to do that. Um, and now we have all of his worst matchups in one place, other than like Capella.
Uh, I mean, I guess Capella at like full power, like
Capella is
with
like theoretically the worst matchup for Subaru or Al because she doesn't kill you; she just turns you into a bug. But she's not here right now. I mean, she could show. I really highly think
I
that she's
mean,
gonna
it's
show up.
Arc 9. I
It's
feel
Arc
like now's the
9.
time to bring her back, like after
Especially since
everything.
we're going into endgame right now.
Hmm.
Is what it looks like. Or not endgame, but the start of the endgame. Because
I mean,
Clint
the
is just
later half, the
actively he's just actively talking about the fucking witch factors.
like yeah, like we just got like a huge lore dump about, or not huge, but like a decent bit of information about the witch factors, like what they could possibly
Melancholy,
melon. Yeah,
specifically
Protector,
vanity.
by the way. Do you want to actually talk about the witch factors and like compatibility because that was like
Yeah,
super interesting. I was like, wait a minute, what?
that was interesting. So it looks like certain parts of powers are like gated behind compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like we already knew that the powers would be different, but it seems like melancholy in specific is really gated
It's
by,
a unique witch factor too. Same thing with like vanity.
yeah,
So
supposedly.
it's supposed to be set aside, or
That
maybe even another
seems like a
factor. We just
setup
don't know. No.
for someone else to get it eventually.
Potential death. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who out of everyone would seem like a good melancholy Heinkel?
Honestly, maybe. Uh,
But
I mean, Heinkel is just like so. He's Heinkel, right?
he's just
He's bound to
weird.
be.
Like the body durability thing is just so weird.
Still haven't really touched on that yet
Yeah.
either.
What else? But there is okay. That chapter it's so obvious. Like Chap could not be like he is slapping you in the face with what the payment is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know what the payment is going to be, right?
Memories, yeah.
Well, memories.
Or happiness? I don't know.
I was.
What do you think?
She whispers the payment to him so that Subaru can't hear, and then she turns to Subaru and goes, "I love you, Subaru."
Oh, I mean, memory isn't that like still the memories of like
It's something to do with her love for him.
fair enough. I
I
guess
think
strong
she is going to
feelings,
be like sacrificing her love.
which, thank God we do not need the Petra X,
P Diddy
Subaru.
Subaru.
Yeah, no.
It's someone said her it could be her like potential because the chapter was going on and on about how she
Okay,
has so much potential, but
potential,
I think
but like potential's like a
it's too
separate thing.
obvious.
Potential's also been set up to be like a separate thing too. They touch on like
Yeah,
one's potential in magic and whatnot, and it's like sure maybe, but like
it's just too obvious.
one is too obvious, and two
Well,
to
not like
supply
the
it.
love thing is too obvious. It's just she just goes, "I love you." Like, come on. What else
I
would we
mean,
not
kind
would
of a
she not
cop
want him
out,
to
but
hear? Like
nah, you're fair. It's fair enough.
that's another thing that was brought up. What else? Oh, during one of the chapters where Amelia was fighting Al, fuck, there was a very specific line that was dropped. Not
Uh,
in dialogue, but in the narration.
yeah.
Ergo, now that the ones that considered to be the greatest obstacles to this plan, Natsuki, Subaru, and Reinhard were out of the picture, Amelia would be the natural enemy of Aldebaran. Excluding one other person, she was his worst enemy.
Or matchup, maybe.
Excluding one other person?
I mean,
I just got like 10 Discord notifications. I'm sorry
oh,
to anyone listening.
did you just did that just happen?
Yeah, that
Or
just happened. I just got 10 Discord notifications. It's fine. Uh but I think it's Roswell. Like there's no way it's the
I
other
mean, going
person
off of
is
like
not Roswell.
Amelia's skill set, or I guess just they both have the same range advantage. One, they it had to be specifically in close quarters, or
Mm-hmm.
else out, and also with the whole city falling too, so she could just let him go. I mean,
Because
Roswell, on the other hand,
Roswell,
would
like,
just kind
yeah,
of
he just
he would
completely
let that
outmatches
happen.
Al in like every way. And he's the most pragmatic of the Amelia camp.
Cautious too. I mean, there's also Otto, but like,
Like, I'm saying that he would Roswell, because of Al's no kill rule, he'd straight up like point a gun at like Petra and be, hey, don't do it.
hmm,
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna fucking kill her.
He like cocks it and like
But he has like he can't be stopped from doing that because he can just fly. And for two, I don't think Roswell's losing in hand to hand against Al
I
ever.
mean, going off of his previous life
Going
too.
off of also the Amelia fight, like he was getting
Oh yeah,
manhandled by her too.
his
Um,
durability is like nothing to be scoffed at either. It's like he's
it's
gone
just
through some stuff.
Roswell.
I mean, fought to the draw against Puck.
Yeah, I think. I mean, for sure that's it. There's no other matchup I see being as bad out of anyone that exists so far.
For the most part. I mean, anyone he's seen, like
Especially considering that he probably has, he since he's from 400 years ago, he's probably seen Roswell like develop over time. In which case,
May, but he
unless like the other bad
Roswell
matchup is fucking Puck, but that's cheating, right? That's
Puck is gonna come back. Let's go, my
no,
go. Let's
no,
go. Puck
no.
fans, rise up against the haters. Unite.
We've had the ability to bring him back for so long. We've had the crystal for so long, and he just hasn't been.
Amelia's just been like, oh, whoops. It's for the best. It's for the best.
It's for the best. I feel like the next time Puck comes back, he's going to be thoroughly interrogated for the events of what happened 400 years ago, because Beatrice was in the library the entire time, right?
Yeah.
She knew nothing. But
That's her
Puck,
now, you know.
Puck
What have
exists.
you been up to, huh?
Puck exists in the time frame that Al was around.
Like right before the events of the Amelia trial.
Yeah, like not just right before,
flashbacks.
but
Or,
like after, going on and after the events of like the sealing of the Witch of Envy and everything with the sanctuary existing.
true.
Which that he is definitely getting interrogated. There's no way he's. I could see him becoming a bad guy.
Against, I mean, going off of the ifs, I mean, he is okay with a lot of things.
He's kind of sus.
He kind of sucks.
Because he only cares that Amelia's alive.
Yeah.
So
Which is like a strange sort of like disconnect between like.
okay, let's go over what else happened in the chapters. Well, Wilhelm.
Wilhelm.
Oh, Wilhelm. What a guy. What a guy. He was
He's-
going off
For a second.
for a bit.
For
He
a
had
hot
he had the
minute.
best fight of his life. He absolutely annihilated Yai because
Yeah.
he's like the best matchup against her possible because he's defeated numerous shinobi, and then he was about to defeat the Divine Dragon, the fucking Divine Dragon.
He's strongly debuffed, but yeah, you know.
And then Heinkel just goes,
Stab you. Sorry, Dad.
that was
Which, to be fair, I mean, I get it. You know,
yeah.
sorta.
What?
Like,
No,
it makes sense.
I don't. I'm gonna be real. He
What?
thought that Wilhelm was gonna win. Right? If you think
Yeah.
that your dad is gonna win against the Divine Dragon, which has the Divine Dragon blood,
Well,
then
it's
let
the
him
part that he
win.
wants. I mean, it could also be like the deal. Like, if it's not given out through the deal, then it might be cursed. I mean, there's a lot of
Maybe.
unknown factors with dealing with
It's
this
true.
divine dragon blood. That it seems very fickle, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. That's because what's the difference between Divine Dragon Blood and Cursed Dragon Blood and
Yeah,
fucking
what is the
Capella.
difference? We yeah.
Capella, we need you back.
Do we? We do.
Yeah, we do. Miss Dragonkin.
I mean, I'm on board with that idea.
I'm on board with it too. So Al is for sure getting Gluttony to eat Petra.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait, then what? Because, Gluttony just has the memories, right?
It's just like hot potato. It's like
Yeah.
not destroying the potato, but like,
Except I think after Gluttony takes the memories, he just fucking kills Gluttony.
yeah.
Right? I think that's how the progression works. Because then he also gets the authority of Gluttony, theoretically.
I guess. Yeah.
Unless it's the Subaru inside him just takes it, which would be weird.
Some sort of like Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Because
like...
they mentioned that the 3 authorities that each of the siblings had were separate for a reason.
Uh-huh.
Which means that, like, there can be 3 users at a time, which means that currently it's Spica, Subaru, who just hasn't had it, developed yet, and
Yeah.
Roy.
And then once Roy's out of the picture, it's only a matter of time once,
Yeah, so I think the third
someone
one's
else.
probably gonna go. If Al gets the authority of Gluttony, that's gonna be a huge uh-oh.
I mean,
Raggy.
he's gonna have like,
Well, I mean,
still issues with like compatibility, right?
going by the idea of the becoming, I need to become myself, and then that the idea of becoming yourself being gathering the authorities all to yourself.
In order to create a human,
Yeah,
like
in
that
order to
sort of
create a
idea.
human, then because we mentioned this in one of the ones that was deleted, but
Oh, it was deleted.
interestingly, interestingly, uh the shrine below the witch's ceiling shrine that you have to go through the doors with. That's where you have to go through with the authorities and the you have to have 7 of them,
Yeah, the
right?
7 gems.
So if you become a full human, that means you are allowed passage through the witch's ceiling shrine in order to see Satella, which is weird.
Weird.
It's really weird. Like, is it that whoever made the gates back then were doing it so that only a person who became a full human would be able to? Or
Like met the qualification
yeah,
in
or were
order
they
to
just
like
trying
kill
to make it
her?
like unopenable by spreading all the witch factors across the witches?
Which at
Or
that
did they already
point,
collect them from the witches? It's so weird.
it's like, why even have like a key if you don't want the
Yeah.
door to be opened at all, right?
Like, thinking about it again, Betelgeuse said that the sloth witch factor was entrusted to him by Flugel, and he was
Mhm.
sorry that he was taking it. Which
Which could
means
mean it's for someone else, but
which means that like actually taking in the witch factor was a thing that he was told not to do.
or he
But
was like trusted to hold on to it for a bit.
yeah, like trusted to guard it. Which either means that he was guarding it so that no one could fully open all of the doors of the shrine, or my dog is going the hell off, or it was supposed to be that he was supposed to like entrust it or keep guard of it over like all 400 years for the like I don't know Subaru to show up and then to entrust it to Subaru.
Because like it's sort of built up to the fact that, oh yeah, these events only, the things that Subaru does can only be done by Subaru because of his
Exactly.
knowledge of the other world, which is like weird because then someone would have to predict the fact that he's gonna come.
Yeah, which means that Al is trying to usurp that position, right? To usurp the idea that only Subaru can do certain things. Um, which means that he's probably trying to gather all the authorities and then go through the gates to kill Satella because that's his goal, right? He wants to
Yeah.
kill Satella. And that's what we think is currently going on. I thought it's still going on. But that's like that's so odd, right? It's a matter of just how much will go wrong. Because this is not gonna go well.
I mean, it already hasn't gone as planned, like from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Uh ugh. We know that for a fact that Al was made in the image of Subaru,
And he
right?
has certain rights, like during his fight against Amelia. It's like, oh yeah, well, if Subaru made it, then shouldn't it be
Then yeah, shouldn't
mine?
I be able to do it as well? Which I really think I'm really on board with the idea that Al was created by Echidna as a safeguard to try and like usurp Subaru's position if Subaru didn't align with her.
Which, like, now getting into it, might have. It seems more that he's just doing this for the sake of himself more than like, oh yeah, for the plan.
Yeah, I
Because like once he's been playing a passive role for the
well, I
forever,
mean,
but
Echidna
then
still wanted
Priscilla
him to do
died.
this. She still wanted him to do this at the end of the day. And it's keeping in mind it's supposedly theoretically it's not the Echidna of the Shadow Garden, not the Shadow Garden,
It's
the
nice
sanctuary.
Echidna,
Yeah, it was like
not the Dream
actual
Realm,
Echidna.
who may
So
still be a bastard, but
so she learned something post uploading her consciousness to the Dream Garden,
which is
or she
weird
learned
because
it
shouldn't it be
before.
like the soul is still hers? Then
So I
why
guess
is it so different?
so if we're going by what the like this whole thing is about, like the ifs, right? This whole arc is about the ifs.
Yeah.
Then arc 4 was Echidna trying to like sway Subaru to be her pawn. And now that that didn't happen, arc 8 is going to be yeah, because in Great If, he doesn't say, "I'm swear I'm going to save you," Satella, right? He doesn't make his mind up on that.
Mm-hmm. No, because that happens right at the end of the final tea party.
Yeah, and we know for sure Echidna's just been making contingencies to kill Satella, right? Or stop her
Yeah.
rampage because of the sanctuary existing as a
Theoretically,
yeah, theoretically
the
existing as
final
just a
trap
trap for her.
against, or not
So
final, yeah.
the sanctuary was then also like she sees Subaru and she's like, okay, there's a great chance to get him on my side. If that fails,
Then we got to go to Plan B
yeah, then we go to Plan B, which is Al.
or Plan A. Ah, yeah.
Oh, following after because Al just like does nothing a lot of the time in the end. He does
He
nothing.
literally is absent throughout each and every one of them, which is like some of the shit that goes down is like, really? You're not at all
Yeah,
worried by the. I mean, I guess
we know
in
that he has
most of
like
them.
Roswell and Echidna's mentality though, specifically, which was really something to point at during Arc 5. Uh, but it's like to protect one person at any cost. So sure as hell, like during Gluttony, he packed up with Priscilla and dipped.
He's like, Priscilla, listen, we gotta.
Yeah, which would have been really interesting to see Gluttony keep on going because
Because it's just like
eventually
a final chase
he's
against
gonna keep
like,
on trying to find Priscilla and Alex. He's gonna be like, hey, those
do
guys still
you know my
remember.
name?
Do you know my name? Do you know
But
my
at that
name?
point, he's gonna have so many people. It's like, oh yeah, I remember back in like Crustella where they totally like talk with each other and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which and Happy didn't show us. Curious. Well, I mean, obviously, he
To
couldn't
be
have
fair,
showed
it's
us.
only like one
Yeah.
chapter, and I,
But if there could be like part twos or chapter twos to like ifs, Gluttony would be a really good contender.
I would love to see because it's like we've only saw okay, what happened at the end of Gluttony? It was like just the final moments between uh Subaru and Otto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, going
So
back
and
to
then from
the
there, he has Otto shit.
going back to the shrine thing that there's something that we mentioned before that we didn't mention this time because new chapter was released right after that recording. The key to the key to the whatever in Elior Forest.
The I guess door, right?
The seal.
The seal. Yeah, it's the seal.
The
Yeah,
key. It was specifically the key. Notably, two people have it. One of them's Amelia.
of course, that's the whole reason. But who
We
is the other?
now, if we're going to try because this seems like it's all by itself. Theoretically, it's all by itself. But going back, we went back and checked Arc 6 for the exact wording on what Shala called the authorities when she was talking about going through the doors under the witch's
Oh
sealing
yeah,
shrine. And though she referred to them as keys.
and she's also known as the Ice Witch, which is like
The Witch of Glaciation, that's really odd. I mean, the second person I'm assuming is Satella. Because
because it's just the parallels and
what other candidates are there? She said two people have the key. This is before Subaru came, so it can't be him, right?
Yeah. No, it literally can't because this is like 200 years in the past, unless this is also
100.
going under the assumption that Pandora knows Subaru's gonna come, which I guess a lot of people did,
I
but
don't know if she did though, because she would have showed up at the loot house, right?
true.
Like Pride If was her getting her way and having him be a part of the witch cult.
Yeah.
Although he does fucking annihilate the entire witch cult, but that's beyond the point. Why does the witch cult exist? Why does she have a whatever? So theoretically, who else can Pandora not like control? Why did she specifically choose to go to trying to like manipulate a
Gaslight a
child?
5-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like maybe it's because it's the naive. I mean, she already had things set up with like the spirits, or I guess not already.
Like this is also assuming that only people that we know currently in the story could be one of the perpetrators, because it would feel weird for just another person, random person who's like just introduced is the key, right? Holds the
Which is
key.
like, eh.
So it should be then Satella.
And also, she gave up after that, right? Like
Yeah,
after Emil, it's like someone unaccessible or too powerful, maybe.
out of their control.
Not a 5-year-old
Not a 5-year-old.
potential woman. Give me
Pandora's
fire.
potential.
Give me liberty. Give me
Trying to
5-year-olds
gaslight
or
a
I
5-year-old.
retire.
Only shows up to beat up
Only.
Theresia after she
Oh
loses the
yeah.
divine protection of the Sword Saint and gets beat up by the white whale.
Listen, she's kind of a fraud for now. Okay,
He's
like
kind of a fraud if you think about it.
I mean, if we now know about the restrictions with like Klein's authority, it would make sense that it's not all powerful,
Yeah, yeah.
and she doesn't even have good whatchamacallit compatibility with it
We don't
either.
know. Do you think she's vain? Because
Mm,
keep in mind, all of the descriptions of her describe her as the most beautiful existence. Which,
true.
let's go. What the fuck's with the design? What do you mean the most beautiful, woman in
It's also
existence
on Tap
is?
A too, just a little bit. It's also on
What's up
Tap
with the
A too.
design? What's going on? But whereas like
Yeah.
Flynn really isn't described as depressed or moody or gloomy.
He gets shit done. I mean, like he's willing to train Subaru. Like,
Yeah, we know for sure that he and for now we know for sure that he and Roswell were the ones who killed Hector,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
again really interesting that he still works with
Off-screen
Roswell.
death. Well, I mean, it's because of the contract, right?
If we're going over every character from 400 years ago that's still alive, we have Roswell,
Mm-hmm.
Beatrice, Al, Clint, technically Echidna,
Mm,
Puck.
actually, no, Echidna's alive. Yeah, she's that good. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, just Puck. We really should have seen this Dragonkin thing a lot quicker now that I'm thinking about it. Because, like, Volcanica going
Absolutely.
senile doesn't make sense when you look at Beatrice and Puck or Roswell.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, they're all right, and also, sure, he was stuck on the top of a roof, but like, so was like Puck basically for like 100 years.
But still, it's all the. At this point, honestly, I'm starting to see, the 400 years ago thing might be like there's more characters than not in any given scene that are from 400 years ago.
Everyone's from 400 years ago. It was the cool thing.
Yeah, it's now the new cool thing to be old.
Old, decrepit, and potentially insane.
So what is the key specifically? If the other keys are authorities, what's the key to the
Mhm.
seal? I mean, why is it only between the Witch of Envy, or not the Witch of Envy, but Satella, and the girl who
The
grew up and started looking exactly like Satella?
Yeah, just having that same ass face and everything, the same hair, the same
Because
eyes.
there's no way that's a coincidence.
I mean, it can't be. It
It can't be
literally.
just like, oh, prejudice, oh, racism, fantasy
Whoa.
racism.
No, not the fantasy racism.
Like
But
that's
like
one
they
thing, but
just
to look exactly like her with
like
the
imagine if
same
someone
voice.
from 200 years ago knew of Satella and then saw Amelia. They're like, that is just the
Yeah,
Witch of Envy.
that is.
I'm
I mean,
not being
That was
racist.
Battlefields' reaction.
That's everyone's reaction
He's
for
just
the most part.
that is just.
Oh yeah, serious.
She doesn't have the same voice actor as Fortuna, which is really funny to me.
Which I
That's
may
really funny to be considering that
it's
Amelia and Sestelle have the same voice actor, which that's like the biggest nail in the serious equals Fortuna thing, right?
yeah, but
Because I was like, the moment season 3 came out, I was like, I gotta check the
oh
voice actor
yeah.
list.
If it is, then
But
maybe
it
she didn't
wasn't.
have the rage.
It was just
Maybe she doesn't have the rage or something. I don't know.
so. Does the key make you grow up to look like the Witch of Envy, or when
I'm gonna
she
take
was
HRT. Why do you
born?
look
Not
exactly like
HR,
me?
but like
Why
just being
the fuck do you
assigned
look
like a key
exactly like
holder
me?
at birth or something make you grow up like the Witch of Envy.
Maybe it's we're actually racist and not all half elves look the same.
They do. Wait, no, not
Maybe.
all half elves, but these two in specific.
Okay, yeah, even Petra's like, damn, they look exactly the
Yeah, they look
same.
exactly the same. Petra said it in the chapter. She's like,
Thank God I
I'm
don't
so
think
glad
of
I'm not
Amelia
tweaking
as
out.
any
Yeah,
different.
they look exactly the same.
They look exactly the same. They look exactly the same.
So something's going on there. Something's going on.
Prophecy?
Honestly, I think Satella's seal is going to be dealt with before the seal in the fucking Elior forest.
That seems like a bigger problem.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be dealt with after.
Because Reinhard, he's, keeping it up still. But he's gonna need some help
No
eventually.
arms, no legs, Goku. He's
He's
no
doing his
arms, no legs,
best.
Reinhardt. Poor guy.
He's not complaining though, so
Well, I mean, we wouldn't be able to hear him if he would complain, but he also just wouldn't complain.
of course.
That's just we are dealing
But
with the what is the key? So the seal.
for sure.
Pandora wants to open this shit.
Uh-huh. And
Pandora also
presumably
wanted
the
to
goal of the
fucking
witch cult.
yeah. Pandora also wanted to fucking kill Echidna. In theory.
Maybe.
Wait, no. Well, that because we don't know for sure if Hector and Pandora work together. Let's put that aside. The one thing that we've seen her, no, the two things that we've seen in her blatantly desire, other than the seal, are one, for some reason, understanding Teresia.
Which is like what?
Yeah. So that might have to do with her abilities, some reason.
I
For
mean, she
some,
kept Teresia around anyways. It's like
honestly, if she like had some ability to fuck with reality based off of her own past actions, and she just like undoes killing her or something, like that'd be really weird. But I don't think it's like that's a question mark, big question mark. Why does that matter? Does he just want to get her corpse? What's going on? Or
Because
did she
okay, with
want...
keeping Teresia alive, that only really,
Because she already lost the Sword Saint protection.
yeah,
So why did she want
that
to...
only really fixes the Estrella
Well,
family just a
it
little.
does it does cause a wedge, yeah, in the entire Estrella family.
True.
Because without a doubt, if she had lived there, Reinhard would have grown up better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like she would have grown up happier, and their family would have been. But why is that a wedge in their plan? Why is it a wedge like directly to her?
Like, why does that help? Like,
Yeah, it's really weird. The second thing that we've seen her desire abruptly is Betelgeuse taking in the witch factor.
true. Which,
It's like, why?
mm,
Because that goes over why did she take over the witch cult?
well, she has a lot of the witch factors in her control from the being the leader of the witch cult and presumably gathering all of them from the witches' bodies.
But what does gathering the authorities accomplish? Theoretically, if she gathers all the authorities, she can go through the seal, or the witch's sealing shrine, and get to
Yeah.
Satella. But why would she want to? Does because we've established that Satella's the other key, but like, does she just get murdered when she goes there
Yeah, okay. Going against Satella,
versus Amelia?
yeah, I feel like I'd rather be like, okay, let's try when she comes back out, defrosts, instead of going up against the Witch of Envy, because one's a regular person still, and the other's a, all crazy and stuff.
Yeah. So what? What?
It's weird. It's like,
What? What? Why? Why'd you take over the witches cult?
why'd you even make the harmful faction versus like the pacifist faction? It's like,
Just try and gaslight Amelia again.
I
She
mean,
knows that
having,
Amelia wouldn't remember her, right?
yeah, well, I mean, she made it so that her memories were like
Oh, but
locked
Puck is
away.
there, I guess. And Puck would have recognized Pandora.
Yeah. Just do the spirits again. Just go in
Why
with the
did
spirits
Puck
again.
show up after?
Uh, because he betrayed Echidna's orders, right?
Did he?
Well, his whole thing is he betrayed Echidna's orders in order to make a new contract with Amelia, forgetting everything, or seemingly forgetting all of his past memories, right?
I guess. But why? Why did he... Why did he willingly do that?
I don't know.
Was it literally just to protect her from Pandora?
In which, like, Echidna's like, okay, yeah, go find her, get the seal, so then because Echidna doesn't. Maybe Echidna does want to open the seal too, the evil sealing shrine seal.
Well, no, we've established that she wants to kill Satella.
Yeah,
But why would she want to kill Satella? Like, other than
because
her
she
just
hates
blowing up the world.
her.
Other than her
She
blowing
hates
up the
her.
world, why would she want to... Because we've established now that she's the other keyholder, right? So why does she want to kill the
Yeah.
other keyholder but protect Amelia? But she hates Amelia too.
Well, sort of hates Amelia. It's like
This is so
their
odd.
relationship is odd anyway.
This is just so odd. Why? What's going on here? What could be beyond that seal?
The,
Minerva entrusted
the elves in order to protect the seal.
Yeah. So the witches knew it existed.
Or at least Minerva
At
did.
least Minerva did.
Because Minerva is like... Well, okay, assuming that the seal was there at the time the elves were there, and the elves didn't just move over there to protect it,
Yes, yes.
yeah, they would know, and her assumably marrying an elf and doing all that stuff would then lead to her gaining the knowledge, and then
I mean, like, it's also with her backstory, her having a child is just odd.
mhm.
Because her entire thing was like, she would never stop, right? Like, she'd move country to country, war to war. Even after a war was, like, solved and she got everyone to stop fighting, she'd immediately go off to another war to try and resolve that. Because her authority would just keep on, causing disasters, right? And so she just keep on trying to heal people over and over again.
Which would then
But
cause more disasters, and
yeah, but so for her to settle down and have a kid is odd, to say the least. I mean, I know that the witches' backstories were retconned, right?
were they? Wait, what?
They were removed from the light novel.
Oh,
In theory, it's because Tabe didn't want to reveal like Minerva's backstory too early or something, because it'd be too obvious that she's like Amelia's mother or something. But or she wanted to
yeah,
remove Minerva's backstory because he went, oh, I need to use this for like Amelia's backstory properly.
like later.
Yeah, and then he can't just remove one of them because that shows obviously this is Amelia's mom. So he removed all of
It's
them
like,
from the light novel.
yeah, it's Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or not.
It's like you can't
You
just
know,
remove one. But why
it's
did
the
she
act of
have a?
hiding it that makes it more obvious.
It's so odd. Because all the witches were buddy buddy.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them. But like they were amiable.
Okay, yeah, true.
At the very least, they were like they knew each other. Satella and Echidna were part of the same traveling party, and Echidna apparently got along with all the other witches.
Enough to let them be like, yeah, you can take my soul. Yeah, that's chill.
Yeah, that's chill. Shit. Wait, okay, let's think about this. Back again. If we're trying to think that Pandora is trying to go through this, through the doors to get to Satella, why can't she at the moment? How many doors lighted up for Subaru?
Wasn't it 4? Yeah, wasn't it 4?
Might want to fact check that, like,
Okay,
specifically, because I think that matters a lot. Um, ReZero Google.
Arc 6.
Which is Sealing Shrine. Pleiades Watchtower, not Witch Sealing Shrine, Evil Sealing Shrine. Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, because it's so evil.
Yeah,
So mysterious,
it's so evil. It's so evil. It's so spooky. Okay, let's see. Yeah, because oh yeah, the Witch Cult has been trying to reach it, right?
But they couldn't.
Yeah, they couldn't because of sand time.
Yeah. I
'Cause they
feel
were
like
trying to-
Pandora would have a way to get past Sandtime, but
Because they were trying to go back or go through to wait, they were trying to go through to resurrect the witch.
assumably.
What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Yeah, how many did he get through? Is the real question. How many doors lighted up?
It's hard.
Because the issue that she, assumedly, if Subaru lit up 4, what is that?
That's
Sloth?
and sloth,
Greed?
gluttony,
Because
and
because of
whatever his
Rui.
witch factor is.
And
Yeah.
whatever his witch factor is, right?
That quick maths, you know.
It has to be 3 or 4.
I'm pretty sure it was 4 because Rui at the time, right?
Yeah, Rui.
Because it
I
increased
know
by
for sure
one.
that 3 lit up, and it was Gluttony, Sloth, and Rui's Gluttony. Um, but I did one light up for him, like an extra one light up just for just himself.
Huh.
Because then that she really needs to get him on her side, right?
Because he has most of them.
Because he has an authority in and of
He has
himself.
the author or has one of the main authorities. Yeah.
Yeah. Because again, notably, she didn't step in during Pride,
Which
right?
is weird
That's really odd.
because it's like, oh no, ah shit, the guy, I needed that guy. Why'd I let him do that? God damn it.
Because he's killing everyone, right? Sure, sure. He's killing all the other authority wielders, but all the authorities end up going to him. And then
Plus,
he
like,
dies?
she doesn't really care about Lagunica either.
She
Like,
dies. And she's just like,
okay. On to the
what the
next
fuck is
guy.
Pandora doing, man? What is Pandora? what,
Fraud character
what the
only shows up
hell?
for
Oh my
Waterfall
god.
and Theresia. Weekend Theresia.
Weekend, no sword Saint blessing Theresia.
And 5-year-olds.
And 5-year-olds.
She's the best to ever do it. What can we say?
So, yeah, he got 4 of them to light up. So, he does have one authority. This is just why. Okay, let's think about something else because this is just
Mm.
Pandora dead end. Something that I've been meaning to think about because I feel like it's gonna come back and be relevant again.
Yeah.
What is the ordeal from Arc 3? What Betelgeuse was trying to do to Amelia? What's the deal with it? The way Betelgeuse described it, it was they were going to try and put Satella in Amelia's body.
Like to reincarnate, sorta.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
we
like,
know that
that doesn't
Satella's
make any
alive.
sense whatsoever.
Does the witch cult know that Satella's alive? Isn't it common knowledge that she's alive and just sealed?
Yeah.
Like, then what are they trying to do there?
Maybe to break the seal?
Oh no, because
Have
they're
her
trying to
body jump?
like get
Because we know that body jumping magic is an actual thing through Petalgeuse.
yeah.
So,
And
maybe
assumedly,
they're
Amelia's
sort of
body was
creating
taken
an
over, right?
avenue? Yeah.
Assumedly in Arc 4, Amelia's body was taken over.
Hmm. That's how the whole, events of the Sanctuary loop happened.
But is the ordeal like who fucking told Betelgeuse to do that?
Assumably Pandora through the
Through the
gospel.
gospel, right? Because the one giving them the people in the gospel the words is not the same
It,
the way that the tome of wisdom worked.
because they're just one, it's only readable to those who are qualified to read it, and two, it's it just tells them to do things. It doesn't tell them what happens, right?
Yeah, the tome
Like
of
how it
wisdom
worked
guides
for
them to the future, right? It's
how
like a
Roswald was using it was, oh yeah, it says right here, Roswald drinks tea and then goes to the movies and then sees all this happen. While the Gospels, it's like the witch cult must go capture Pristella.
because
It's more like direct, right?
what I don't know if we know that because we haven't seen like a written passage from them. But
True, but it says the Gospels words shouldn't be like. It seems pretty distinct because when originally Sirius and fucking how could I forget his name? Hold on.
Regulus,
Yeah, Regulus, when Sirius and Regulus fought, and then the bell rang, that's their signal. They're like, oh shit, well, back on the job. Okay, see you later.
I feel like I mean, okay, so we know for sure that his home wisdom is a future predictor properly, and
Hmm.
it probably connects to Odd Logna because
Definitely does, right? Because it calculates everything.
yeah, because Echidna worked on the tomes. She made the tomes, and she also probably made the books of the dead, which are a direct connection to Odd Logna, and Odd Logna was created 400 years ago. So the
Which is
tomes of wisdom are
crazy.
like direct, like, hey, this is the future.
Yeah,
But then the Gospels, who's telling them to do shit?
assumably the creators.
Assumably Pandora, right? Because they're
Yeah.
faulty. It's been said they're faulty and incomplete.
Hmm.
Pandora. So if we're assuming Pandora told them to go fucking put Satella in Amelia's body, uh, why? Why? Like,
I mean,
what? What's the point of that?
keep Pedalgee's busy. I don't like talking to him that much. He's annoying. It's like, hmm.
What does it accomplish? You get Satella out right into a body. That means that you get Satella in the real. Wait, would that separate Satella from the Witch of Envy?
Yeah, I guess
Because
with the witch. Well,
Betelgeuse was trying to.
no,
Betelgeuse was specifically saying like we will put the witch and put her in Amelia, and
but
if
like if we're
she
assuming
if she is
that
worthy, she will be accepted. There's
maybe it's
something.
not the witch. Maybe it's not the witch part. Maybe it's the witch factor.
So you're saying that they're trying to put the witch factor in Amelia, or are they trying to?
Well, the witch factor makes more sense with that phrase of like if she's worthy, right? Because if she's compatible, then it passes, right? And the main thing with having to get Amelia, or I guess Subaru on their side, is the envy factor. Let's just assume that it's the same factor. Then the witch cult would also have in possession the envy factor, which could then lead them to opening the door, right?
I'm trying to think of the actual scene, because it's been a while since I've like rewatched season one again. So all I remember is that for sure, like the line that comes afterwards is super going. So what happens to Amelia is secondary to you.
Yeah, and he's like, I gotta stand up for Amelia. It's a good scene.
Yeah. He's if if her body is worthy, if she is worthy, it's something along those. Fuck! I gotta go check. Just got the exact wording. It's we're going to find out if she is the half devil's a worthy vessel to put the witch into.
Hmm.
If she is, she will possess her. If not, she will reject her.
I mean, she does have like spirit affinity, like
But like
Subaru's.
worthy? What do you mean worthy?
I
How
feel
do
like,
you even make someone possess someone else? Actually, no. Betelgeuse would know how to do that, huh?
yeah, but he's like the king
But
of that.
he's a spirit.
True. That would be like making a witch of envy a spirit.
What?
That is
How do you
terrible.
even make her get possessed?
Because that would be like killing her. No, well, no, spirits are just like mana, so it's like, hmm.
I'm. This is so odd. This is
Odd Logna.
odd. Like
Odd
what is the
Logna's.
ordeal going? So either there's like three things that can go on, right? Either you
Mhm.
get Satella out, like you have Satella possess Amelia, and then it's just Satella, because like
Yeah.
the the old body that's stuck sealed has like the witch factor, which
Well, no, witch factors are attuned to the soul, right?
exactly, which I was gonna say is what would happen with two with a witch of envy is just put in Amelia, because I mean we saw what happened when in the sanctuary, uh, with her like actually having the witch factor when she came out.
Yeah, it's like, well,
Unless we
okay,
don't
we don't know much
we
about the
don't know if
witch
the hands, yeah,
factor
we
of
don't know if the
envy,
hands
so
are
it's like
actually,
it was just described as shadow
yeah,
magic.
we don't know if that's actually,
We
but that's still
still
the
know
witch of
nothing
envy,
about the
because
witch of.
that she was kooky, but that's still the witch of envy,
Yeah, no, that was definitely her.
which means that we're getting the witch of envy. The third option is we just take the fucking witch factor and put it in only in Amelia. But why would you do that? Actually, why would you do any of the three?
Because like Amelia's
Like
not
what?
gonna be
Okay.
compatible.
Assuming the second one is true, and we just take out the Witch of Envy and slap her in Amelia.
What do you
Shit.
accomplish
Yeah,
there?
what does that
Everyone
do? It just
dies.
blows up the world.
Well, Reinhard comes, stops it. Well, no, yeah, comes and stops it eventually.
He doesn't even stop it though. He like fights her to a standstill.
Yeah, I guess.
Reinhardt,
I guess
hero is
Reinhardt's
all
also.
a hero is all you can be. And Reinhardt comes in. Who stops the Witch of Envy? Reinhardt. Why is Reinhardt the way he is? Because Teresia fucking died and and fractured the family.
Yeah,
Who
skill
killed?
issue.
Who explicitly killed Teresia?
Oh, Pandora?
So Pandora wanted to turn Reinhardt into explicitly just a hero.
Yeah.
So she put Reinhardt as the piece in place. Weirdly enough, even though Reinhardt feels like he'd be a piece on the side of like Odd Logna, he's
Which,
been
like,
set up by her.
daddy issues and stuff.
Yeah, that shit goes hard.
Is it true?
But then put getting the Witch of Envy out into the open. What does that? She can't get the key. That's the fucking Witch of Envy. Unless there can only be two key holders at a time and you kill one of. No, but that would kill both key holders, right?
And it's literally said that there's two key holders, so it's like,
Yeah, if you
if you
put
kill one.
the Witch of Envy in Amelia's body and then you kill that, then both of them are gone. And you can't kill the person to get the witch, or you can't kill the person to get the key. Otherwise,
Because then the witch.
she would have just punted baby Amelia.
Like, she has no problems killing a grown woman with, like, a family. But
Yeah,
a
a family
kid,
of four, plus using the black serpent.
yeah. Yeah, plus unleashing the Black Serpent, killing everyone in the. Assumably, there's kids too in the village,
It's
so it's
assuming
like.
there's kids. Uh,
But no, directly killing
so like
a
she
kid.
can't want to kill the Witch of Envy unless. So what do we've got like a weird Subaru side wants to save the Witch of Envy. Or
Yeah,
save
of
Satella.
course.
Echidna side wants to kill her.
Egad.
Where's Pandora in the scale?
Uh, centrist.
Centrist. We only like half kill her. We like
Yeah.
maim her a
Can we
little bit.
lobotomize her? Can we lobotomize her? Maybe. I'm just not that comfortable with killing her.
We like jostle bridges a little bit.
Jostle or. Yeah, of course. She's like fucking 400 years old or something. Yeah.
But what the fuck is that? But she wanted the ordeal to happen.
Yeah, she's like fine with it to like some extent.
Because like she could step in at any moment, and she just doesn't.
Well, that would be too dramatic, or something. I don't know. She's such a fraud. Does nothing the entire
So why?
theory woman.
Why do you want to? Wait, no, this gets even weirder. Hold on. Okay. What does Puck do when Amelia dies?
Kills the world.
Yeah,
Super.
why?
Kill Super?
Theoretically, right? That's the
Or
common
to like
idea.
because a world without Amelia, something like that.
A world without Amelia is one I don't want to live in, right? But
Yeah.
and theoretically, he shouldn't know about Subaru's existence
Uh-huh.
because he lost his memories of Echidna.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, if he was
But
telling
at the
the
same
truth,
time he just doesn't
he's a
say
big fat liar.
that's his whole thing, yeah.
But like, put do you not think that putting the Witch of Envy inside of Amelia would trigger that bomb?
I guess it would, yeah. Well, technically she's still alive.
No,
And so
possessed.
far, no, the
Wait,
body's
oh
still
yeah, because
alive.
wait, what the fuck was Buck doing during Arc 4 then?
It's like, okay, Arc 4, literally nothing. Literally nothing. He's such a fraud.
Did Amelia die openly during Arc 4? Did we see her, like, die?
Uh,
No, right?
no. Only
No,
Minecraft.
no, she got bunnied.
Ah. Well, it was already no, Puck was already he ran
Which
out of
means that
mana.
if theoretically then Roswell doctoring the contract means that Buck couldn't show up.
Yeah.
So we don't know if her getting possessed would have Puck show up. I mean, I guess to be fair, Puck showing up, if Puck shows up, he instantly gets obliterated by the Witch of Envy. So that's fair.
Yeah. He's like only comfortable. Well, I mean, he faced off against Reinhard that one time.
That one time.
He did get his ass beat
Hey,
terribly, but
Why didn't they just out Shamak Zadella?
because it wasn't invented yet, right?
Really now? Al Shamak?
Oh wait, no, never mind. Uh,
Beatrice knew it, right?
yeah, but Beatrice was born after
She had to be taught
supposedly.
that from somewhere. Unless she invented it.
Which is like it's a tiered spell, so it's like
Yeah, I don't feel like a tiered spell would be invented, right?
yeah.
So, the Witch of Envy is sealed. Explicitly, they don't kill her, and they don't banish her to a plane of existence.
But it's also like inaccessible, right? Oh no, it's not inaccessible because
So they wanted her one day to be found. Or like opened up.
yeah. Yeah.
Or or specifically they don't want her to die. There's two ways to look at this, right?
Yeah.
One, because obviously we can't kill her for some reason. They don't want to kill her. One,
Weird,
she
but okay,
comes. They
sure.
want her to be saved later on by Subaru,
To
right?
fulfill maybe like a great prophecy or something.
Yeah. Or two, she can't be killed for some reason. Not that she can't physically be killed, but they don't want to kill her because something will happen.
Mm-hmm. something worse than having the Witch of Envy, just
But
potentially be
why?
around.
Why?
Maybe they'd feel bad,
Didn't
like
feel
maybe
bad.
they're not all that jazzed about killing people.
But like, is it because the witch factor would go and find another host and then just blow up again?
Well, no, they can control that by having someone who's like supposedly going to be compatible get it, right?
But then why else do they not want to kill her? And then in turn, why does Echidna want to kill her?
Supposedly to save the world, which,
Supposedly to
who's
save the
buying
world.
that?
Who's did they just believe in Subaru saving her? Or is there something even weirder going on?
I mean, there's probably something weirder going on,
The
but
witch cult wants to resurrect the Witch of Envy.
of course.
And of course the witch cult has no relation to the Witch of Envy. They're all under Pandora. Why does
Yeah.
Pandora want to get the Witch of Envy out of there?
Key or Witch
So
Factor,
then our three
maybe?
stances are kill the Witch of Envy,
Yeah.
get her out, and then save her, supposedly. Or
Something like
get
that.
her out and then do something with her?
Which is like, what are you gonna do with Witch of Envy that just kills things?
Yeah, so why is she alive?
Well, it's because they couldn't kill her originally.
You think?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really a Reinhardt around, right?
Yeah, but they sealed her.
Well, yeah, because they couldn't kill her.
If you can seal someone, why can't you just Al Shamak the entire thing?
Maybe no one. No, Echidna could have definitely.
She could have just Al Shamak the entire shrine, right?
Well, she does have an affinity with dark magic, shadow magic, right?
Yeah, but like
Which could
that.
she could
If
just have like opened the portal back up or something.
but then why make 7 fucking doors?
Maybe Echidna likes theatrics or something. Why make
Why
7
make
doors?
7 doors?
Well, it's so the fated otherworlder or like an otherworlder could
Yeah,
come
so
by
they
and
they
kill her
want
eventually.
her to be saved.
Or killed.
Or I don't think it's. It can't be that they want her to be killed. Otherwise, they would have done it themselves. But then, why would Echidna make such a long contingency plan to kill her?
I mean, so far I guess you're right, but like even the sanctuary doesn't really kill her.
The Sanctuary doesn't, but Al is going to for some fucking reason. Was it... Why?
Shits and
Why?
giggles.
Echidna wanted Al to kill her. Or did Echidna want... Did Echidna actually want Al to kill her? Has that been explicitly mentioned? Or has it only been Al stating that he wants to kill her?
I think it's only been Al, right? Because
Yeah. And it was only during that one fucking side story.
yeah, no life, no Stella, right?
Yeah. And now he's just saying, I need to be myself. Finally be myself. And then, like, he can be Natsuki Super, so that obviously means opening the shrine.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what then?
After or like
Did
opening?
Echidna actually want Satella to live?
She kind of has like the whole
She
weird
hates her, right?
friendship. Hate maybe.
Does she hate
Dream
her, or is it like
realm.
hate love? You know, like
I think it might be
frenemies.
hate love.
Is it like
I think
toxic
it might be
Yuri
hate.
going on?
It's- I'd like to see that. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hold
This
up.
is
Now we're
so.
cooking.
Now we're cooking with
Now we're
gas.
cooking.
Um,
I'm sitting up. Yeah.
what? Everyone's motivations are so weird.
I mean, we just don't know yet, right?
Roswell just wants to fucking kill the divine dragon.
Okay, at least, yeah. Thank God for Roswell. You know,
Thank God
keeping it
Roswell just had
real.
such a simple goal. He just wants to kill the divine dragon and bring back Echidna. Whew.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Roswell.
He
Subaru
just has a
has no
crush.
motivation. I honestly thank him for that in the story where literally as you go up, it just becomes a question of
You know, good thing he's
why.
just a guy.
Yeah, he's just a guy. I, what is? Surely the trial lines will have something other than Clint spoiling the finale of the arc.
I do. It does make sense that Tappy had to be like for Clint's power. Oh yeah. There's a price. He can't just teleport for free
Yeah, he can't just teleport everywhere. The King Crimson.
because
Dude,
if
I
he
read
could just teleport for free, then it would destroy the entire plot. You
I read the
know.
King Crimson line and I just started laughing for like a good entire minute.
Tappy writing that, like, you know, the fire writing gif.
Yeah. I should have been wrapped up in that cave and left for dead. Why would Otto be saying that? And that if that's the case, I should have just been wrapped up in the cave and left for dead. Because he's a pawn? He realized he's
Mm,
been a pawn the entire time or something? Because that feels
maybe
like the only thing that could either be
better than
causing that
not
is
doing anything.
yeah, because it
Or
can't
like
just
he
be
had a
like
falling out with like Subaru.
yeah, but he at this point,
I mean, I could see it
bro
honestly.
is literally like his yandere boyfriend. Like
Okay,
I'll do the things
true.
that you cannot. I'll be in the shadows for you.
But like, I mean, you know, it's only been 2 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you just like I promised. In the meantime, as I'm looking at these trial lines, Felt's been going off. Like she's been showing a lot more of maturity than Amelia.
Okay, well, that's just because she got more screen time. Okay, I'm just like,
Well, hey, it's true.
yeah.
She's been showing like kingship stuff, like pure actual like leadership.
Besides, I want to destroy the government. You
Yeah.
know,
Okay. Let's think about this again. Al's line, one of his lines, is certainly this paradise is what I desired. However, it is not what I chose. Here from the small utterance of I love you is a blessing.
the Shadow Garden sort of
Right?
line. I mean, it has to be.
But thinking about it, isn't he? Even the small utterance of I love you is a blessing. Why is he? Who's saying I love you to him?
The Witch of Envy.
Is that because that's the only thing that she can actually say?
Only thing she's been shown saying
Because
in the
no
Shadow
one.
Garden.
Why would else would like Satella wouldn't say I love you to him, right?
No, because love is like a very strong word, and these are like, you know, with like the characters,
Okay.
right?
Then is the the person in the Shadow Garden, is that the Witch of Envy or is that Satella?
Probably Witch of Envy.
Are you sure? Do you remember all the Shadow Garden scenes? Are you
Uh,
sure?
okay, well, yeah, right, because it's repeated over and over, which is shown to be the obsessiveness of the Witch of Envy, right? That's a
Mm-hmm.
characteristic of the Witch of Envy. So, going off of that, it can be assumed that with the repeated utterances of I love you, then that's also the Witch of Envy in the Shadow Garden.
Okay. How does he get to the Shadow Garden?
Yeah, maybe the Witch of Envy finally recognizes him again.
Hey, the only way we've seen people show up in the Shadow Garden?
Oh, god damn it. God
They
damn
die
it.
and Subaru gets their
Yeah.
authority.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, maybe he like, I don't know, has his own. Yeah.
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 Because the only other place this could technically happen is the dream world, but I was knocking that off because that's Satella in there.
Yeah, because Satella's. Well, okay, no. The witches did say, oh yeah, looks like it's Satella. And then they were all happy, but the Witch of Envy has probably shown up in
Oh,
the
true,
dream realm too.
true.
So,
But the way he's saying this stuff,
the small utterances, it's not like the Witch of Envy absorbed
certainly this paradise
everyone.
is what I desired. This paradise is the what do you call the dream realm a
Paradise, Shadow
paradise?
Garden. No, because it has a kid. No.
Echidna!
Yeah, no, probably yeah, Shadow Garden. And
However,
god
it is
damn it.
not what I chose. Not what I chose. Not what I chose. That's a very. What do you mean, not what I chose?
Like his fate.
He didn't choose his fate. I didn't choose to be here. This wasn't my choice. I didn't choose this for this to be the plan. Hmm. Hmm. That's really because. Do you think Al lives?
Mm, no, probably not. I could see a world where he does, but
I
like
feel like he's too big of a
everyone is
information
talking about
spout.
like, oh yeah, everything he's doing is making himself the enemy of the world. And like sure the same thing happened with like Spica and stuff, right? But like
Yeah,
that's
but
this is like
like
on a whole different level
this
from like,
is
oh yeah, I'm a witch cultist leader. That the witch cult being relatively unknown to literally being the reason why the world could be potentially ending.
like I know we said like the sanctuary trap thing, and I think the sanctuary trap still might happen, and they go to the capital, but I don't think they go to the capital to, like try him. Maybe they might go to the capital. Either he dies, or they go to the capital to try him, and then he gets like executed. But either way, they're still going back to the capital because they have to be like, hey, what the fuck do we do about this situation?
Yeah. They gotta reconvene at some point because sure Otto's information network is working to like,
Yeah,
track
but like
them,
all the
but like
candidates need to get like
also
I'd have said
Clinton's
that
power
after
is
after
limited now
Priscilla
too.
died, they'd need to have gathered in the capital. They'd be like, "Hey, so one of the candidates is fucking dead," and then all the candidates are like, "Oh,
Should we like
yeah, yeah. What do
do we
we?
just
What do we?
continue?
Yeah, do we just continue the royal selection? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just an update. Don't die or else we'll
Also,
have to
I
bring everyone back in.
keep in mind the wording was Priscilla's the first to drop out.
I wouldn't be surprised if other candidates die too.
I mean, Anastasia doesn't look like she has many fucking years left. I'm gonna be real.
Anastasia's been through it, to be fair.
Her body is collapsing harder than a dying star. She's turning into dust. Her body's more frail than the average neat.
No, don't worry. Ferris can heal it. Don't.
His ass cannot. His ass cannot.
They're not the greatest healer. Trust me. There has to be one disease or something in the story that the greatest healer can heal. Just trust me. So far, Tappy has introduced
World's
every other.
greatest healer can't heal any disease when it
No,
matters.
no. Listen, it's Tappy's like, oh yeah, Black Serpent. Nah,
Nah,
Nah.
I can't heal that.
Dragon
Nah.
blood? Nah.
Dragon blood. Nah. For your
Mysterious
strange illness.
illness?
Nah.
Every single illness. He has not. Can't we see like a common cold or something? Like, come
I mean, like, I
on.
get that the majority of them are probably like authority based, right? Authority based, shit going on, but like.
Sure. At least fix Anastasia.
Blew my ass, bro. The only good blue I know is fucking Aozaki Aoko. Oh my god.
True,
Ugh.
true, true. I gotta
Jesus
read
Christ,
Tsukihime.
Paris.
Maybe I'll do that. Okay, anyways, enough about slandering Paris.
We have a lot. There are a lot of fucking characters to slander in this series, man, that just don't do actual shit.
Pandora, okay, no, Ferris has done. Back in Arc 3, he did some.
He did.
Who else?
The only thing he did was in Arc 3, he healed from being blown up.
Also tracked down the witch cultist. Or no, that was.
Yeah.
No, that was
I mean, in terms of
Subaru's
like
plan
healing
too.
capability, like.
Oh yeah, healing.
You know who healed Subaru's chopped off leg? Not Ferris.
To be fair, Ferris did kind of enable Subaru to walk around using a forbidden technique, right?
Yeah, but like.
That was all Beatrice.
That was all Beatrice.
You know who never gets slandered for a good reason? Bayako. Because
Yeah,
she's
because
great.
she's actually putting in work.
Tapping legitimately has to take her out of every single arc because she's too goated.
Yeah, she's too good.
Be like Bayako. Do things.
Yeah, she is emotional support Bayako go. Like if she was in Arc 7, the entirety of the story would change.
It would be like, oh yeah, okay.
Todd gets annihilated if Bayako is there.
Legitimately, one Shamak and like Todd's like, oh no, where do I? Oh yeah.
Shut up!
No, his
Shut up,
would
Werewolf.
be like
strong Minya. God.
Yeah, I mean Todd gets annihilated whenever there's like more than one person, right? That isn't a fucking criminal, right?
I mean, now technically Todd, when he jumped them, there was Al, but like he still got beat up mainly by children and a bleeding out Otto. Bro got fucking G-walded.
Okay, G-Wald's broken though. G-Wald's
yeah, we know. G-Wald is it's stupid, okay? G-Wald is just like if you wanted to spec into any magic in ReZero, go for G-Wald.
Dude, just pick light magic. Light magic is like so cool for like everyday shit too. Like you can fix things with it. You can light up your room. There's no
G-Wald is okay. Having G-Wald as a self-defense option is just having a gun.
Legitimately, yeah. Magic gun, but if you got to learn one spell, might as well pick G-Wald.
I fucking love G-Wald. It's so.
Why didn't Al just use G-Wald?
Why didn't Al just use G-Wald and Reinhardt?
Yeah, true. Oh, anti-magic. Never mind.
Anti-magic. Okay, but Al getting his ass whooped by Amelia. Like we talked about Amelia being a really bad matchup for him in theory.
And it's just.
But
like,
to actually see it in action and tap it to see like, hey, this is one of the worst matchups. Woo! Finally got
validation, on your
validation. I'm waiting for the second one to be Roswell.
He hasn't shown up yet, but like
because he is the worst. The worst of the worst. It's
because sure,
someone who
Amelia
knows.
Can like.
Roswell has the mentality of like this guy could reset the entire fight at any second.
Yeah. Like
so I have
Subaru
to play
back
extremely
in Arc 4, safe. There's a reason why he's one of the biggest threats.
Yeah, he was the entire villain of the arc. Like this, okay, I'm gonna be real. Aldebaran ain't fighting Puck. And if Roswell could
No,
whoop Puck's ass, or if they could, if they could have an even fight, then
unlikely that he makes
bro
it.
is
That
cooked.
no, no, he
Like,
has a
if you're
chance
Al at
with the
this point,
dragon.
if
No,
you're
the
Al at this point,
dragon.
you legitimately, I think you have to. Oh god, he can't even do. I was gonna suggest like using his territory and using his
Mhm.
ability to just try and like establish it and then attempt to move without getting spotted. Because the moment they get spotted, they're done. But he can't do that because authority updates when he moves out of it,
Yeah,
right? The set
it
area.
it breaks whenever he leaves the area, and then at that point he has to reestablish it every other like minute. Like he was doing that before, before he got jumped by Rom,
Oops.
right?
Yeah, but like that now he can't even sure he doesn't get spotted.
Because long range they could just be like, and then it's too far. He's gone too far for the authority to like
Ooh, he kind
capture.
of big screwed. He's fucked.
Amelia Camp is goaded. Yeah,
Yeah, as Clint says, don't you call this? Wouldn't you call this? What was it?
potential
Little
of
girls have
little
infinite
girls.
potential. The
Yeah,
potential.
seems like
Well then, don't you feel like it's appropriate to call this action, which hides infinite possibilities inside it, little girl? What
just
do they
saying
mean by
things.
this? Like
He's
what?
just saying.
What does this like possibly entail? This infinite
Okay,
possibility?
with
Because we
like
have
the
all the puzzle
new
pieces here.
with like the new theory of like or new definition of potential that he gave for his ability, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
What's
melee is does kind of have a lot of potential too, just like
but what's the move here? Like, what is the infinite possibilities that could result from one move here?
I don't know. Hmm.
Like, what do they do? What do they mean? Because once everyone like gets put onto their own battlefields, it's pretty set, right? There's no like infinite possibilities anymore. It's set. There's a set number of
Has to be
outcomes that can
something that he
happen.
can't account for, right?
The Al can account. I mean, I guess infinite possibilities. What do you mean infinite? There's there's always a set amount of. What does he mean by this?
What did he mean by it? I mean, okay. Infinite
I'm
possibilities.
trying to think of like all the ways this battlefield could play out, and it's just like no matter what, even if you
Well,
have like
magic, for
plan
example,
A,
right?
you have if he does if this happens, we send in this guy. We have this we have sent in this guy. Then that doesn't work.
Because those are still like
I
set
mean, those are
possibilities
set plans.
that Al could like eventually figure out.
Yeah, and we're obviously not Valga Cromwelling this again. We're not getting the Valga Cromwell stratagem pulling up.
He's probably gonna have something for that.
So what do they do? Do they just? Cause it has to be something with teleportation.
Mm-hmm.
Something. The,
Trying to theorize about the plan with infinite possibilities.
yeah. You're trying to put. But like, it has to be something just available with the pieces right now, right?
It would make sense from a writing perspective to like it.
Also, I just
Mhm.
realized now that Rams here are Al's Giga screwed because like not only are you gonna have the bugs reporting, she can just clairvoyance.
Oh yeah, shit, clairvoyance is broken. Wait a minute.
like like that shit had a lie in the tower going.
He was tweaking. He
Yeah,
was so tweaking.
and that was in a tower with like no live animals at all.
Hmm.
Bro was in the
He had like,
forest.
I mean, he could fly, right? But they would still have to catch them eventually into
Yeah.
this plan.
Oh, actually, they need another teleport, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Petra's cost would cover this one too?
Well, they said it's a limited number, right? So let's assume it's more than 2 teleports back and forth, right? Because the distance isn't what really matters, it's using it multiple times, right?
Hmm.
I'm gonna say there's probably 2 back and forth uses. Seems like a
Hmm.
reasonable amount.
Hmm. What is Clint cooking? Like, how do
What
you
is
make a battlefield that completely beats Al? That without using fucking Valgo Cromwell's stratagem, because that's like one way, right?
Yeah, I mean, it almost got him, if not for, like, I guess luck, right?
Just Feltel somehow. If Felt wasn't there, then
Everything would have worked.
everything would have worked and he would have been cornered. But how do you corner someone with the ability to travel back in time at a moment's notice in battle? I mean, obviously the way that you counter them is by knocking them out. But how do you get
Yeah,
arrange a
just
battlefield where that's not
it can't be
possible?
as simple as just, oh yeah, wait a minute. The Subaru in my head told me if we knock him out, it should be good.
Assuming that Al is creating a territory as he moves and it keeps on updating, then if they all teleport, it can't be that they teleport in front of him, right?
No, because
Otherwise,
then he could
he
just
could just
die and then
rewind and
he
then
leaves.
avoid them by like walking in a different direction.
Yeah,
So they have to jump him somehow.
jump him somehow.
I think that the process of trying to bait him into actually no, trying to bait him into updating his territory won't work anymore. I think because of like that was ruled out as a possibility because of Rom using it and then him going, I got to be more careful.
Yeah.
So they
He's
have
like,
to
ah,
find a
shit.
way to create a battlefield where Al can't get it right no matter what.
There's no room for error, so to say.
Yes. I don't think communication between the people in the battlefield matters.
No,
Like,
because eventually he does find out through
yeah,
killing
eventually
him.
he does find out. Regardless if they're talking to each other or not, it's gonna be like, if I do this, they're gonna do this. If I do this, they're not gonna do this. If I do this, he talks to this other person and does this. We saw that happen with Rom, right? And the Felt Camp and fucking Tonshin Khan and Ratchins.
With like the conversation mirrors.
The what you first have to separate his entire group, I think.
Which is already done in the current plan, right?
Yeah, they did that. But like Al deliberately he had to separate from the rest of his group by himself for that to work.
Plus the dragons coming back, so it's kind of limited on
Oh,
how
you
much they
can
can
jump him
do.
when he's on his piss break. Because his
Oh,
group will be separated.
true.
Jump him in the
Well,
piss break.
he still has Roy, so it's like,
Do you think he's gonna have Roy watching him piss?
of course, of course, yeah.
That's crazy.
Roy would
But
be
they
all
need.
there for it.
What if they like randomly shuffled the battlefield somehow? No, no, because then they need still need to
Because
separate
the
into like
RNG could be
variations.
set.
No, no,
Yeah,
because there's
it's not
only
like,
like a set number of ways that you could shuffle the battlefields anyways. With the amount of people you have, and
yeah,
then
only enough
theoretically all you need to do is to
permutations.
memorize all the variations.
And plus, some of them might not even work too.
Yeah, some of them just they might lose. Uh, then what? What do? You have Wilhelm. You have Let's go over everyone we have. We have Clint, Roswell,
Yeah.
Ram, Rem, um, Petra, Amelia, Otto, Garfield, Ezzo. I think that's it.
Did you say Roswell?
Roswell, yeah, I said him, and Rom. Then
Wrong. Don't forget the two twins, right?
Flamin, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're
What
probably not going to be
what
that.
what do we do in this scenario? If we have to jump him, what do we do?
I mean, it has to be outrange him, right?
But like going through a minefield enough times, you eventually learn what all the mines are.
Hmm. True. You freeze him.
Yeah?
Freeze him.
Doesn't he have a kill himself capsule?
Not if he gets frozen too fast.
Amelia was trying to freeze him though.
But it was in unfavorable conditions. What if they get the favorable conditions? Then he's fucked. Then he
No,
doesn't know what he's
no,
gonna
those were
do.
definitely favorable conditions. Those were definitely favorable conditions. She was in a one-on-one fight with him.
Has to be 2-on-1. Roswell
Otto,
backing her up.
we've already established that Amelia works best in a one-on-one fight because she does too much collateral.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Unless you had like Balleroy, but we don't have Balleroy.
Balroy would have been so goated. Well, no,
Um,
all he does is kill the.
Genuinely, what do you fucking do?
Have a
How do
nice
you
conversation
random?
with him.
How do you have infinite possibilities, bro? How do you do? Just
Well,
how?
okay, we have uh witch beasts available.
We do have Witch Beasts.
You have
Uh huh.
Auto in tandem with witch beasts.
I. Do you think he can speak to those motherfuckers?
No, no, but with the coordination of Mei Li and the witch beasts together, right?
And then you have Ram too.
Oh yeah, and Ram. Oh, with Ram, then at that point, hmm.
I mean, theoretically, you have like you. It's a weird scenario where you have like so many methods of gathering information, but theoretically, you still always lose the information game.
Because it's just like he figures out,
He has infinite attempts, anyways, right?
unless it's not a guaranteed knockout.
Trying to fight him at any point, you risk him just killing himself and then like resetting and like going back to a point where you haven't even jumped him yet and he knows that you're about to jump him. And he, in terms of like having a guard, even if he doesn't keep his guard up like 100% of the time, Yai and Alcanic are definitely enough as to where they'd be able to like block any sniper shots.
I don't know. Yai's kind of a fraud.
Okay, yeah, she did kind of get her ass beat by Wilhelm, but Wilhelm was also beating the shit out of Alcanica.
Also,
So
she's gonna
like,
be out of commission for a bit, right?
oh, true.
Maybe for like one
Hmm.
day, but like in that one day, seems like they're already, already
Yeah.
getting on with it.
What if not even the people attacking them know what they're doing? What if they just have no clue what they're doing either, right?
Here's
What if
what
they're
you do.
unpredictable? You can't predict us if we don't even know what we ourselves are gonna do.
Here's what you do. You give everyone a little piece of paper, right, to an
Uh huh.
entire town with one direction for each person that eventually culminates in the final Rube Goldberg machine of attacks in which he's knocked out. And
Yeah.
each person plays such a little part that killing that disrupting one of them is accounted for.
Okay, man.
I don't know.
I actually genuinely want to see how Tepe does this
Yeah,
because
I mean,
it's gonna be hard to make this not just be like, oh, why didn't Al go for like another billion attempts, right?
we've already seen like one potential. Oh shit, it's kind of over for me.
Yeah, like one legitimate deadlock, um, where he has no
But to
way
see a
out.
unique one
Because we're not
from
going with
the
that again for sure. Valga Cromwell's
no.
stratagem is not getting used again.
What? Okay, what can Rom do? Okay, Rom also has like wide scale magic that he could potentially use
Valga Cromwell? I mean,
or like set up, right? I mean,
what the. Legitimately, it's just what do you do? I think. Okay, Rom actually, I think is going to be a goat here
oh
because
yeah, for sure.
he took that entire all the battlefields that he set up first were not even knowing that Al could go back in time. And this is
Yeah,
essentially like a full battlefield reset with even more or like stronger units.
with more knowledge on his side, plus yeah, stronger soldiers.
Yeah, and they don't need communication mirrors.
They that and also he has Zada bugs, which is a better information network,
Kid named
or
Zodabug.
not just 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 bugs or
kid,
insects in
kid
general.
named
You know,
Zodabug.
they're goaded. They're goaded with the sauce. Goaded with the
I
sauce.
I genuinely can't wait to see it.
It's gonna be good.
It's going to be. It has to be something with Clint. I think it has to be something with Clint. Some fucky wucky shit with teleportation going on. Who knows?
Not us.
Not us.
We
Maybe it's as simple as like Clint flipping a coin every once in a while, or like rolling a bunch of dice over and over again, and then just randomly teleporting people. Like, who knows? Honestly, it could just be as simple as that.
Al is like, what is this? A random encounter?
I
And
can't do
then
shit. This is randomly generated. This is procedurally generated.
procedurally generated gameplay. Yeah.
I can't. Each time I come back, they do it differently. What do I do?
Chat. Am I the asshole here? I just
Shut up,
wanted
my
to
asshole.
capture.
Let's. All right. Actually, no, 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 no. No, that wouldn't work either. Fuck. I was gonna be like, all right, so we have to have a system where we map like certain things happening or certain things happening in the battle, like I itch my nose or Al itches his back or like he like walk or steps forward, and we do this when this happens and this when this happens, but we don't tell each other at all.
But they know. But he's gonna be like, oh, if I scratch my back, then they're totally gonna jump me at
Yeah,
this
exactly.
particular
That's
minute.
the issue.
So
Also, I don't think they're intelligent enough to pull it off. I'm gonna be real. I don't think the people here, other than like Roswell, are intelligent enough to pull something like that off.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's like they could try, but
I think legitimately, like our if we were trying to set up a battlefield here, I think our best bet would just be like, "Hey, Roswell, you gotta do this."
yeah, let Roswell take the reins for a bit.
Yeah, it's just like Roswell.
Hate to do this, but
Because I think
can you
legit.
please?
Okay, with Roswell, Otto, and Rom here, he's just fucked. There's
No,
no
yeah.
way.
If I had to choose three people to think of something in order to stop him, I'd choose okay, maybe like Otto too, but like
It's Rom, Otto, and Roswell.
yeah.
Who are you swapping out there? Like you can't get fucking Echidna here. You can,
No, Echidna would backstab me. You know.
okay, but I think
Honestly, Rom, you take Rom out because he has already got the information they need, and then from there, the man of action is gonna be Roswell, right?
Roswell. I know. I think Rom still got it because he
Okay,
he
yeah,
he still
he did
got it.
show.
He did corner Al once
Like five
already.
chapters ago, Al was like shitting his pants. It's like, oh man, this
No,
is
I
going
think been more than
over.
5 chapters ago, big dog.
Okay, 10, 20, 30. No,
But
20.
he did have Al shitting his pants, being like, Wallahi unfinished.
Literally, yeah. He's like, oh man, okay. Well, dragon time.
Okay, well, I think we've discussed all that we can, given our limited range. We did a little bit of future, looking into the future, going a bit of looking into the past, a little bit of
Anything you
looking into
wanted
the
to say
now.
about like the latest chapter, or
The latest chapter. Hi, Rem. I
okay,
mean,
good to have
like,
her
what else?
back, I guess.
Like, what else do you say other than hi, Rem?
Yeah. Rem fans unite.
Because what else does? I mean, Al's gonna be pissed off looking at her,
Oh yeah,
right?
we can finally get that explained. Oh,
Yeah,
thank God.
exactly. But like, I don't think. Look, man, if I had to assemble a group of ReZero characters that take on Aldebaran, ReZero, Rem is not on the list.
No, no.
She's not anywhere close to being on the list.
Emotional
Also,
score?
but it would be really funny if she still has, other Rem's memories to be like, I was fumbling the bag with him in Valakia so hard. I could that
Oh.
entire time I could have been making out with him. I could have been making out with him that entire time, and I didn't do it in the jungle.
I mean,
You know,
the
she
conflict of,
she'd be doing that. She'd be going like, the put on jungle where I like almost strangled him. I could have made out with him instead. Oh shit. Oh my god. I'm sorry,
I can,
Subaru-kun.
my hero.
My hero.
Yeah, Subaru comes back and it's like, oh, hey, Rob. And she's like, my hero. And he's like, what?
Yeah, he's like,
Say that again.
say that again. Oh, Amnesia Bird is gonna shit his pants at the very least.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm okay.
Well, I don't think he's
Amnesia
gonna shit his
Bird.
pants as hard, actually, because if it was our Subaru, he'd be shitting his pants. He'd be like, after 2 years, after like a year and a half, holy shit, we're so fucking back. But Amnesia Bird, it's just been like a week, maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's like, oh, shit. Okay, glad you're finally back after how long, Petra? Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
for him. It's been literally like a week because of the 3 days for the sanctuary to going to the sanctuary, maybe a few days in the sanctuary.
The whole thing took place in like a week, right? For Arc 4?
The Arc 4, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They
Actually, 4 days, right?
no, Arc 4 technically depends on where you start counting starting because
Start of entry to the sanctuary.
it's like 4 days, I think.
Yeah, like 4 days, right?
3 or 4 days.
Because one day is them getting there, another day is taking the trial, passing out,
Taking the trial the first
settling
time,
down.
passing out with a because that's one day. They get there and then if she takes the trial the first time and passes out, that's one day. And then Kurekaesu Tokyo, and then they wake up at night, so that's the first day.
He has to run all the way back to the mansion, travel time, finally, last day.
Then arc the next morning. Is it the next morning he wakes up and goes and takes the trial again? Yeah, the next day he wakes up, takes the trial again. Has the whole thing. He has the second trial, right?
Yeah.
And then he says, "I'll save you to Satella after the second trial," right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes to see Roswell day 2, and then he's like,
Makes
"Ha!"
that.
And then Roswell goes, "Nah," and then he goes, and then he runs away, and then Otto backs him up, and then he goes back to Roswell, and he's like, "Hee hee," and Roswell's like, "Okay," and then nighttime.
I'm serious mode.
And then nighttime, he goes to write the shit on the sanctuary doors, or like the walls of the
night, yeah,
walls of the fucking tomb, and then day 3, everything goes down. Actually, everything goes down on day 3, so it's only 3 days.
Oh wow, only 3 days.
Yeah.
Because at the night of day 3, that's when everything goes down.
Yeah, the night of day 3 is that it's Elsa versus Garfield, and then because the Great Rabbit fight happens at nighttime.
Mhm.
But before that, they spent like 3 days in the mansion with Frederica,
Oh yeah,
and then before that, they spend like a day
just like getting there.
at the cruise estate.
Oh yeah, oh they do the
So
what's it
technically, I
called, the
think it's literally just a
negotiations.
week. I think it's just Arc 4 is just a week.
What a week.
Yeah, what a
This is
fucking week.
super.
I mean, Arc 1's a day.
Okay, true. Tumultuous first day.
Arc 2 is less than a week.
Arc 3 is like,
Cause Arc 2 is literally just him trying to go. I gotta get to the fourth day. I gotta get to the fourth day.
yeah. And then he
Arc 3
finally does, and
is
he's like, yeah.
Arc 3 is over. No, wait, I think it's a week
Eh,
again.
Really? Only a week? Okay, no, but like, he actually, yeah, no, it's a week because he.
Discounting travel time, I think it's like a week. No, even with travel time. Mm. But
Because they make their way to
we
the.
fully run out of shit to talk about.
Okay, yeah.
Now we're
Talking
talking about fucking travel time. No,
Oh
no,
yeah,
no.
travel time, arc break,
Uh,
crazy shit, crazy shit.
yeah,
Game,
crazy shit on par with us talking about the seal. Anyway,
yeah, yeah. Okay, that's enough.
we'll see
Yeah.
y'all later. Peace
Bye
out.
bye.